All right, fans, we are back. Sorry about how abrupt that return was. We're just a few moments away from the third place game that will take place between Ellsbury and Christian. Christian will bat first, and their hitter is number 2, Dooley. Dooley's covering short. Once again, we want to apologize for the technical problems that beset us in the last game. We got that figured out, but we didn't. We just sort of were able to get back on the air on accident without knowing what had made things go so horribly wrong for the first 4 innings or so. I was broadcasting, believing I was on the air, and apparently was not. Hopefully things go better this time. Here's the pitch from Sidney Pickard. Swung on and lifted right into that sweet spot between the shortstop and the left fielder for a leadoff single. There's the pitch. It's in for a strike. And the play at second would have been closer, but the ball was dropped. Low and away. 1-1 now to Stone. Stone will be followed by King. And should anyone else reach, by Rodriguez. That one is in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the hitter. Swung on and hit hard on the ground. Talk about a sweet spot. That one finds the gap in between the first and second baseman and bounces out to shallow right. It scores a run as Dooley comes around to make it 1-0 Christian. So a single to left and a single to right have put Christian on the board, and that brings up King, their catcher. Here's the pitch. It's overhead, ball 1. Swung on and belted into center. On the run is Martin. It's dropped and gets all the way to the fence. Runners now at second and third, and Martin looked to be injured briefly. That'll bring up Rodriguez. Here's the pitch, swung on and hit hard on the ground to Hagemeyer over at second. The play at first has there, but not before another run scores. It's 2-0. Up steps number 14, Folk, Christian's first baseman. And that one hits her right in the head and sends her down to first. That'll send up number 1. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name. B is what I'm going to go with. B-E-A. Could be Bia. She's over at third, or will be. Pickard delivers with runners at the corners, and it's in for a ball. Oh, she shows bunt and follows through with a good one. One run scores and everybody's safe. So that sends up number 8. Ziegler, who's in right field. A left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Up and out. That one caught the outside corner. It's 1-1. Swung on and hit hard to third, where the base is tagged. For the out, but runners stay at first and second. That sends up number 13, Wiederholt. She's the DP. First pitch to Wiederholt is in for a ball. Followed by a high strike, 1-1. Low and away, 2-1 now. Swung on and chopped towards short, where it is well handled. All right, the out at second ends the inning, but not without a little confusion. It's a 3-0 lead for Christian as we head to the bottom of the first.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay, Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the megabanks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, back now for the bottom of the first as Megan Hagemeyer steps up to the plate. Her team now trails early, 3-0, to this very resilient Christian team. Here's the pitch. Hagemeyer fouls one off the fence. Hagemeyer takes a ball. 1-1. Rodriguez delivers is what I meant to say. Swung on and hit hard by Hagemeyer on the ground and into shallow left for a leadoff single. The pitch, a nice bunt that rolls foul down along the third base side. Strike one to Mac Pruitt. Another bunt. She pulls it back in time to take a strike, 0-2. That one's up for a ball. Swung on and hit on the ground toward short. The throw over to first has Pruitt as Hagemeyer trots safely over to third. So with a runner in scoring position, up steps Tess Weekly. That one's in for a strike. Swung on and hit hard on the ground to third. The throw over to first has Weekly by a mile. Two away now for Tyra Henderson, Ellsbury's shortstop. And here's the pitch, in for a ball. Swung on, and that one is fouled back behind me. 1-1 now to Henderson. Up and a little out. 2-1. Swung on, and she hit that one hard. It gets up the gap and into shallow center for a two-out single. That'll send up number 19, Jones, the DP, in Ellsbury's third game of the day. This is her first at bat. The pitch, Jones takes a ball. In for a strike, 1-1. Two and one now to Jones. That one missed as well. 3 balls, only 1 strike to the hitter. Ball 4 sends her down to first. That's going to send up Emma Plasterer. Plasterer swings and drills one into shallow center field. They're going to have runners at, well, actually that's going to load the bases. That'll set things up for Kylie Kinsler, number 15, who came in and did a good job on the mound, relieving Sydney Pickard in the second game against against Silex, excuse me, and the pitch is in for a strike. Check swing, and it's a ball, 1-1. Up and a little outside, 2-1. Swung on and hit fair down along the first base side. The ball is dropped during the play. 2 runs score. And just like that, it's 3-2. And Ellsbury has runners at second and third. That's going to send up number 6, Kara Lovelace. Lovelace swings and misses. Lovelace swings and lifts one into shallow right field. 2 runs score. It's now 5-3 in favor of Ellsbury. Just like that, the entire tone of the game has changed. Four to 3, excuse me. That brings up number 2, Kaylee Martin, who shows a bunt, pulls it back in time to take a ball as Lovelace slides safely into second. No, now they've changed the score again. It is 5-3. Martin takes a strike. It's 1-1. Missed on the outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. That one is fouled off and lands in the other ball field. It's a 2-2 count. Ball yet again, the count's full. Hard to believe we're still in the first inning of this game, ladies and gentlemen. Fouled off again into the other field. Up by a mile. I had that as ball 4. That one is swung on, and she stays alive. Oh, and a very, very low strike 3 gets Martin looking to end Ellsbury's rally here in the first, not before they go up 5-3. We'll be back.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Missouri's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right, fans, we are back, and the hitter is number 5 for Christian. Agavino is how I'm going to pronounce that. And she takes a strike. Swung on and hit hard and fair down along the third base side. She's got it, and the play over at first is an easy one. Agavino is out number 1. That's going to send number 2 back up, Dooley, who singled to shallow left the first time. Swung on, and that one gets down and up the gap into shallow center for a base hit. Way outside. Ball 1 to Stone, who singled to right back in the first. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Pickard, swung on and fouled off down along the first base side. The count now 2-1. Swung on and chopped hard to short. Henderson has it. The throw to first is there in time. That'll send up King, who doubled to center back in the first. She's their catcher. Swung on and lifted foul. She nearly hit the scoreboard. 0-1 to King. whose team now trails 5-3. That's how quickly a lead can change. We're only in the second inning. Swung on and hit hard to short. Henderson has it. The throw over to first is there in time to get King for the out. So the score stays 5-3 in Ellsbury's favor. We'll be back for the bottom of the inning in just a few.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, fans, we're back for the bottom of the second, and the hitter for Ellsbury will be number 5, Megan Hagemeyer, who singled to shallow left back in the first. All right, number 14 on the mound now for Christian. That is Folk, so Rodriguez has come off. All right, Hagemeyer steps up. Here's the pitch, and it's up and out. Up again, 2-0. Hagemeyer swings and fouls one off the fence. It's 2-1 now. Swung on and hit hard to second. The throw over to first has her. One away now for Mac Pruitt, who was thrown out at first on a fielder's choice back in the first. And the pitch is in for strike one. Swung on and grounded to short. The throw over to first has Pruitt. And the pitch to Tess Weekly is in for ball one. That one didn't miss. It's 1-1. Swung on and fouled off down along the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Weekly. 2 away, nobody on for Ellsbury in their half of the second. popped up and should be an easy play for the shortstop, who comes over and handles out number 3. As we head now to the third, the score 5-3, still in Ellsbury's favor.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, fans, back now for Christian's half of the third. It's a 5-3 Ellsbury lead, and the hitter is number 12, Rodriguez, who grounded out to second back in the first inning. The pitch from Pickard. High and a little outside, ball 1. Swung on and hit on the ground to second. Hagemeyer has it. Play over at first is an undramatic one. Rodriguez is out, number 1. That'll send up number 14, Folk, who was hit by a pitch back in the first. That hit her in the head, if I recall. The pitch up for a ball. That would nearly hit her in the head again. It gets over top of her helmet and behind her a little bit. 2 balls, no strikes. That one landed in for a strike, 2-1. Swung on and launched foul. Back behind Ellsbury's dugout. 2-2. Swung on and popped up foul, but playable, as Ellsbury's first baseman, Kara Lovelace, comes over and handles that nicely. That'll bring up number 1, B, who had a bunt single back in the first. And she looks at strike 1. Swung on and laced foul down along the third base side. That one lands in for a ball. It's 1-2. As does that one. It's an even count at 2 apiece. Swung on and popped up into the infield. Henderson has it over at short. That'll do it for Christian in their half of the third. We'll be back.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
All right, back now for the bottom of the third. Ellsbury still leads 5-3. Their hitter will be number 4, Tyra Henderson, who singled up the gap back in the first. Henderson takes strike one right down the middle. Up just a little bit to even the count. Up again. Fouled back behind me, a long strike two, and a count now even at 2 apiece. Oh, strike 3 gets Henderson looking. And up steps Morgan Jones, who walked back in the first. A check swing, and she takes ball 1. Swung on and belted out to right field. Nowhere but the glove, unfortunately. That'll bring up number 13, Emma Plasterer, who singled to center back in the first. Swung on and she launched that one foul over the left field fence. Up by a mile, 1-1. That one gets away. It's 2 balls, 1 strike to the hitter. Up again. Swung on and popped up towards short. where it is brought down for the out. So as we head to the top of the fourth, Ellsbury still maintaining a slim 5-3 lead. We'll see what happens.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
All right, the hitter for Christian is number 8, Ziegler. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Pickard delivers, and it's up and out, ball 1. Swung on and fouled off the fence. 1-1 now to Ziegler. Up and out, 2-1 now. That one misses. It's 3-1 now. Ball 4 is going to send Ziegler down to first with a leadoff walk. And up steps number 13, Wiederholt, excuse me. She hit into a double play back in the first. Pickard delivers, and it's in for a strike, 0-1. There's a bunt attempt, and she bunts it foul. She'll have to take the long trip back. And the count's now 0-2. Swung on and hit on the ground toward first. Lovelace has it. Hagemeyer comes over to cover for the play. That's going to send up number 5, Agavino. She grounded to third back in the second. And Pickard delivers ball 1. Swung on and hit to third. The throw over to first. Has her for out number 2. That's going to send Dooley back up. She singled to shallow left in the first and singled to shallow center in the second. Swung on and hit to Hagemeyer over at second. The throw pulls Lovelace off the bag, so Dooley has a 2-out single as Ziegler comes around to score. It's going to send up number 3, Stone, who takes a ball. There's the throw down to second. Oh, the ball was dropped. Picker delivers ball 2. There's a hit right up the middle as one run comes across to score and tie it at 5 apiece. And Stone is safe at first. That's going to send up number 11, King, who grounded to short back in the second, doubled to center back in the first. Well inside, ball 1 to King. Swung on and another one hit up the gap. Runners at first and second. That sends up number 12, Rodriguez, who has grounded out to second in both of her 2 previous at-bats. Picker delivers, swung on, and launched into left field. That one is caught for the out, and Christian strands too. I'll tell you, folks, there have been some miracle plays out there in left for Ellsbury today, and that was definitely one of them. That came courtesy of Mac Pruitt, but not before Christian ties it at 5 apiece as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
All right, back now for the bottom of the 4th, and the hitter for Ellsbury will be number 15, Kylie Kinsler, who reached on an error back in the first. There's the throw down to second. Warm-ups are over for Christian, and Kinsler steps up. Kinsler takes a ball low and inside. In the dirt, 2-0. Kinsler steps back in with a 3-0 count. And that one is in for a strike. That was an attempt at a check swing. She made contact and fouled it off. It's a full count. Up by a mile, and that sends Kinsler down to first. That'll bring up Kara Lovelace. Lovelace singled to right back in the first. She shows bunt and fouls the first one off. Another bunt. That one's laid down better, but right to the glove of the third baseman who saw it coming. Do they have a play at third? No. Kinsler comes all the way around to third. And that'll send up Kaylee Martin. Martin struck out looking back in the first. Here's the pitch, and it's in for a strike. That one's up, 1-1. Nicely laid bunt by Martin, rolls foul. Down along the third base side, 1-2. Fouled off back behind me. She stays alive. Swung on and lifted back behind the pitcher. That's going to give Ellsbury a one-run lead. It's 6-5, courtesy of a Kaylee Martin RBI single. That'll send Hagemeyer back up. She grounded out to second, back in the second, single to shallow left, back in the first. Hagemeyer lays down a beautiful bunt toward third. They have her out at first, but Martin is going to survive out at second. That'll bring up Mac Pruitt. She grounded to short back in the second, was thrown out at first on the fielder's choice back in the first. Pruitt takes a ball up and out. And the next one's in for a strike. It's 1-1. Swung on and fouled off hard down along the third base side. 2 strikes now to Pruitt. Well inside, it evens the count back up at 2 apiece. Swung on and fouled off. She gets new life. Good hard hit into center, and that one is caught on the run. That's going to do it for Ellsbury's rally in the 4th. The score now 6-5 in their favor, and we'll be back.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
All right, fans, we are back to start things off in the 5th. Ellsbury with a slim 6-5 lead over Christian. And the hitter for Christian should be number 14, Falk, who popped foul to first back in the 3rd and was hit by a pitch back in the 1st. All right, here's the pitch, and Falk launches one into center field, where Martin has it for out number 1. That'll send B back up. She popped to short back in the 3rd and had a bunt single back in the 1st. And the pitch is in for a strike. That one is popped up in foul territory, but handled by Tess Weekly for out number 2. That'll send number 8, Ziegler, back up. She walked back in the 4th and reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st. The pitch swung on, and she found that gap again. It's going to dribble out into right field for a base hit. That'll bring up number 13, Wiederholt, who grounded to first back in the 4th and hit into a double play in the 1st. And the pitch is in for a strike. That one is as well. Oh, I thought they had her dead to rights at first. They're going to say safe. You want to talk about the definition of barely. hit on the ground to second. The throw over to first has her for out number 3. We'll be back.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
All right, fans, back now for the bottom of the 5th, a 6-5 Ellsbury lead. Ellsbury is going to send up Tess Weekly, Tyra Henderson, and Morgan Jones. Weekly popped to short back in the second and grounded out to third back in the first. Pardon me. The pitch to Weekly is in for a strike. Weekly hops out of the way of a ball. It's 1-1. Swung on and drilled into left field. That one gets all the way to the fence, and she'll stretch that one into a double easily. Here's the first pitch to Henderson, swing and a miss. Swung on and lifted into center. That one is caught for out number 1. And up steps Morgan Jones. She flew out to right, back in the third, walked in the first. Swung on and fouled back. 0-1 to Jones. Up for a ball, 1-1 now. Jones pulls back in time to take another ball. It's 2-1. Swung on and another one lifted into center field, and another one caught. That'll send up number 13, Emma Plasterer. She popped to short back in the third, singled to center back in the first. Weekly still out there at second. The pitch. Swung on and another one lifted to center field. Caught for out number 3, so that's going to do it for Ellsbury's rally. They still preserve the 6-5 lead, but insurance would have been nice.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we could teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
All right, fans, back now for the top of the sixth. And the hitter for Christian should be number 5, Agavino, who grounded to third back in the fourth, and actually grounded to third back in the second. And the pitch to Agavino is in for a strike, 0-1. Swing and a miss, 2 quick strikes to the hitter. Up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, a rocket into left field. And Agavino has a leadoff single. That'll send up Dooley, who she's singled in all 3 previous at-bats, to left, to center, and to second. Swung on and fouled off behind me, 0-1. A bunt that's well placed. Pickard doesn't get to it in time, and runners are safe at first and second now. That'll send up number 3, Stone, who singled up the middle back in the fourth. Pickard delivers. It's another well-placed bunt. This one has the out at first, but it does advance the runners down to second and third. That'll bring up King, who has a lot of power. She singled up the gap back in the fourth. She doubled to center back in the first. Well outside, ball 1. Outside again, 2-0. Caught the outside corner. I'm wrong. That was ball 4. It loaded the bases. And up steps number 12, Rodriguez. She grounded. No, she flew out to left back in the 4th. Excuse me. Here's the pitch from Pickard. Hit hard to short. The out. The out is at home for sure. And I'm fairly certain there was an out at first. No, they're going to reverse that call, and they're going to say that that one was dropped. So Christian with runners at first and second for Folk. The pitch to Folk was in for a ball. High and tight. I've got 2-1 to the hitter. Don't chisel that in stone. Pickard delivers. That one is swung on, and it gets down in foul territory behind first base. It should be an even count at 2 apiece. I stand corrected. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch to Folk is a strike. The count's full. Swung on and belted into center. On the run is Kaylee Martin, who has it for the out. Good job. All right, the score now 6-6. And we'll be right back.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, we are back for Ellsbury's half of the 6th. The score tied at 6 apiece. And the hitter for Ellsbury will be number 15, Kinsler, who walked back in the 4th and reached on an error back in the 1st. Here's the pitch, and it's in for ball one to Kinsler. Pardon me. Up a little bit, 2-0. That one's up as well, 3-0. Walked her on 4 straight. Back-to-back walks for Kinsler. And that brings up number 6, Kara Lovelace. She was thrown out at first on a bunt attempt back in the 4th and singled to right back in the 1st. After 3 straight games, ladies and gentlemen, my voice is just about shot. I think I've got enough left for the end of this one. All right, we're back in business. Or are we? Have we had a pitching change? We have. And that is number 12. That is Rodriguez back on the mound. Here's the pitch. Lovelace shows a bunt and takes a strike. Another bunt. This one's laid down fair and in good position. Lovelace is out at first, but she does advance Kinsler down to second. And the pitch to Kaylee Martin is in for a strike. That one's up for a ball. It's 1-1, excuse me, to Martin. She singled up the gap back in the 4th and struck out looking back in the 1st. The pitch swung on and fouled back, 1-2. Swing and a miss. Martin goes down swinging, and up steps number 5, Megan Hagemeyer. She was thrown out at first on a bunt attempt back in the 4th, grounded to second back in the 2nd, and singled to shallow left back in the 1st. The pitch, Hagemeyer takes the ball up and out. Swung on and popped up for the right fielder, who comes over and makes the play near center field. So that'll do it for Ellsbury in the 6th. We'll be back.
Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Ellsbury Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, fans, we're back now, and the hitter for Christian is number 1. That is B, who popped foul to the catcher back in the 5th. We are now in the 7th. Here's the pitch, and it's in for a ball. Up again, 2-0. That one lands a little high. It's 3-0. Picker delivers. That one found the money. That one missed it all, and it's going to send B down to first with a leadoff walk. That sends up Ziegler. Ziegler singled to right back in the 5th, walked in the 4th, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st. The pitch, up and out. Swing and a miss, 1-1. There's a bunt attempt that's pulled back just in time for a strike to be called. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ziegler as she steps back in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lifted right to the glove of Hagemeyer, out at second. That'll send up number 13, Wiederholt. She grounded to second back in the 5th, grounded to first in the 4th, and hit into a double play in the 1st. Pickard delivers. The bunt is well placed. Weekly has it. And the throw to first has Wiederholt. That will send up number 5, Agavino. She singled to left last time. Christian with a runner over at second, 2 away. 2 away. Pickard delivers. That one is belted out into center field. Martin boobles it. Are we going to have a play at the plate? No. As B comes around to make it 7-6 in favor of Christian. That'll send up Dooley, who had a bunt single back in the 6th. She has 4 singles in all 4 previous at-bats. She lays down another good slap ball and reaches safely. Runners now at first and second. That'll bring up Stone, who was thrown out at first on a bunt attempt last time. Here's the pitch. It's high and tight. That one was in for a strike. It's 1-1. Oh, a good hard hit right off of the arm of Kara Lovelace over at first. Time is called as the bases load up here in the 7th. Actually, it's off of her shoulder. All right, Lovelace is going to stay in. What a trooper. That was a good hard hit right off of her collarbone or breastbone. And up steps number 11, King, who walked back in the 6th. Bases are loaded, 2 away here in the 7th. The pitch, and King takes a strike. Pickard delivers, and that one is swung on and launched foul over the right field fence. 0-2. Way inside. Swung on and hit hard. right to the glove of Hagemeyer over at second. And Ellsbury minimizes the damage here in the 7th. It's 7-6 in favor of Christian. But all right, Ellsbury's going to get another at bat despite the timer. And we'll be right back.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
All right, back now for the bottom of the 7th. Ellsbury trails 7-6, and their hitter will be number 1, Mac Pruitt, who flew out to center back in the 4th. All right, Pruitt steps up. Pruitt takes a strike right down the middle to start things off for Ellsbury in their half of the 7th. Up and out, 1-1. Outside. Just a little low, 3-1. Oh. A low strike 2 fills the count. Pruitt thought she was headed to first. Swung on, and that one gets over the glove of the third baseman and lands in shallow left field. Pruitt's going to hold up at first. And that brings up Tess Weekly. How many times has she come through today? Weekly takes a strike. Excuse me, that was a ball. I thought he said strike. Well outside, a 2-0 count. All right. Back in after a little bit of drama. And Weekly takes ball 3. That one's in for a strike, 3-1. There's one belted foul over the fence out in right field. That fills up the count. Swung on and hit hard into center field. It bounces all the way to the fence. Runners are going to hold at second and third wisely. That's going to send up Tyra Henderson. All right, we might have a pitching change for Christian. Bear with me. Well, I stand corrected. It doesn't look like we've had any changes. Henderson steps up and bunts the first one foul. That one's high, 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one's bunted foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up again, 2-2. Up and out, fills the count. A good hard hit on the ground out into right field. 1 run scores. They're going to hold Weekly at third. It's 7-7. Runners at the corners. Good hard single to right by Henderson is going to send up number 19, Morgan Jones. The first pitch is up. Pardon me. Two 2-0 now to Jones. Outside. Swung on and fouled back behind me, 3-1. And there's ball 4. That's going to load the bases for Emma Plasterer. All right, the pitch to Plasterer is out there for a ball. Here's the next one. And that one's low, 2-0. Low again. It's a 3-0 count to Plasterer. I don't know if you folks at home can hear how excited this crowd behind me is. Here it is. That one's in for a strike. It's 3-1. Fouled off, 3-2. Swung on and hit back to the pitcher. Weekly is out, coming home, but the bases stay loaded. That brings up Kylie Kinsler. Kinsler walked in the 6th and the 4th, reached on an error in the 1st. And the pitch is in for a strike. Up 1-1. That one missed barely. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one's up. It evens the count again, 2 apiece. She fouls that one off and stays alive. Swung on and hit hard on the ground. That one gets through. 2-run score, making it 9-7. And Ellsbury has just won 3rd place in this tournament by a final score of 9-7. If I can get somebody on the air for player of the game interviews, I will. I don't know how quickly they're going to make me fold up shop, but I will do the best I can. In the meantime, I will be off the air for just a few moments. Bear with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to have an opportunity to do player of the game interviews as they are doing ribbon presentations out on the field, and we're going to have to fold this up for the championship game. But once again, a 9-7 victory for Ellsbury over Christian. They take third in this tournament. I will be back on the air with you Tuesday night at Wellsville. And on that note, I'm going to hush and let you watch the rest of this presentation. All right, fans, so as Ellsbury's crowd cuts away for photos, I'm going to leave you until Tuesday night. Have a good weekend, and thanks for watching.